Welcome to today's video, and I'll be showing you how to wire and where you will land your wires in a Edwards 1527. Now, these systems are pretty old, so if you ever come across it, you could come across something like this, or it might just be completely unreadable, or it's just completely gone. But I looked at this, these give horrible instructions in my opinion, because they never tell you that little J1 up here is actually the way to switch it to, maybe you can see this, between class A and class B. They give no instructions that J1 does that. So I'll be showing you where to land your wires. Okay, so screw terminal 1 and 2, don't mess with that. That is for these wires here that run to the transformer, which are transformed onto these green wires. So don't mess with these two. But if you find them, push off to the back, and 1 and 2 is not landed, you want to land these onto 1 and 2. It doesn't matter what side. Okay, then the next terminals are 3 and 4. That's where you want to land your incoming power, your line. So 3 is your L for load or line. 4 is your neutral. You can see here 5 is for your ground. I don't have ground set up on this panel yet. 5 is your ground wire. You may see this terminal here that has the ground symbol. That is to run to this thing in the back. You see that terminal? You see that screw there? You will put your wire around that and to that ground terminal, but the wire coming in must land on 5. Yeah. Next is 7. 7 actually has no use. I don't know why. I think it's just because it's right there above, right where this divider is. No clue anyways. So just skip 7, there's no use for 7. 8, 9, 10, and 11 are your NACs. I have it in class A because it's getting a bit confused in class B. So you might see I have resistors missing. But if it's in class B, then for here, you'll put a resistor across 8 and 11, and a resistor across 9 and 10. Those are your 2 NACs, or 1 NAC for class A. So what you would do is 9 and 10, right there. So 9 and 8 are your positive for your NAC. 10 and 11 are your negative for NAC. Then we move on to 12, 13, and 14. This is what you want to keep in mind. This is your alarm relay. So 12, I think, is your normally closed, and 14 is your normally open. No, on here, 13 is your normally open. This is really weird panel though. 12 is your normally closed, I believe. 13 is your normally open. 14 is your COM, your CM, whatever you want to call it. Common, neutral, whatever. Then we move on to 15, 16, 17. That is your trouble relay. 15, I believe, is normally closed. 16 on here is your COM, your CM, whatever you want to call it. And 17, I believe. Yeah, 17 is your normally open. Okay, now we're moving on to 18, 19, 20, 21. This is also for Class A and B. For Class B, your zones will be 19 and 20, and your other zone will be 18 and 21. Now, keep in mind that 20 and 21 are your positive, and 18 and 19 are your negative. Now we move on to the last three. 22, 23, and 24. These are should be your remaining terminals, and these terminals are for something special. So I believe 24 is your negative on this. So all your negatives for this will run to that one. And this is actually a trouble unit. You can see here I have a piezo above, and when I flip the switch to do a trouble test, you see that powers on. So there's actually two to this. I believe 22 and 24 are 24 volts. Yeah, 24 volts between 22 and 24, so keep that in mind. Actually, scratch that, sorry. 23 and 24 are your 20 or 24 volts. 22 and 24 are your 12 volts. I believe the 12 volts follows the LED and the 24 follows the buzzer, but I'm not entirely sure, so do keep that in mind. Onto panel overview. So quick demonstration on how to use this panel. It's actually quite simple. You have only 3 LEDs and 3 switches. And this switch, which is also your trouble silence, can also be used to test your trouble light and the horns. You probably can't hear it over this, so let me cover this while I do it. It won't test the alarm light, just so you know. The alarm light has to be tested through an alarm condition. You got your reset switch and your signal silence. So, take something to test your NAC, whether it's a fuse with wires, or just a short piece of wire, and trip it, if you can. And now you can see the panel is in alarm. I don't have any bells on this currently, but your bells will be doing continuous. This panel only has continuous. If you were to do signal silence, it'll silence your bells, but it will now give you a trouble. You can silence the trouble by using the trouble silence switch, which will only have the LED going. And if you have a piezo like this one, then it will be very, very quiet. Like, it's just pretty quiet for me. I think it was originally made for like buzzers, and buzzers I don't think would have this issue, but this is a piezo. Next, you can move on to your reset. Just keep in mind that when you reset, and if you have trouble with silence, it will have the trouble at the light and buzzer, and if you have a remote thing connected, it will set that off. Okay, batteries. This is like one of the really important part of your system's batteries. This is a 24 volt system, so you want 24 volt batteries, whether it's two 12s in, what's it called, series or parallel, can't remember. Or I don't even think they make 24 volt batteries. Anyway, you will have this wire with this connector with your battery wires. If you are missing this piece, congratulations, you can't use your panel with batteries. But there is a solution to that. You see this paper thing here? there's a resistor in there. And if you follow those up to these two here, you can actually put a 10K resistor across that. So follow those two terminals up. You can put a 10K across these, and it will trick the panel into thinking you have a battery thing. That's also a way to have no batteries. Here, I might be able to demonstrate it. You can see here when you take it off, sorry, not these two. When you have it off, it won't be these two, it'll be the two beside it. So locate this side. It won't have the same writing, but look at the bottom, then flip to the side. Take your 10K resistor. I believe you can also do it with 3.5 or 4.5K. And stick that up there. Hold on. Let me turn the trouble silence off. But you can see there, after putting the resistor in, the panel is no longer in the trouble. Do I recommend this? No, I don't. You can see now that with the resistor in there, that it's no longer in trouble. But only do that if you're missing this, or you don't have any batteries. You need 24 volts total for batteries. Do I recommend it? I will always say no for something like this, but if you don't have that thing, or you don't have batteries yet, and you want to get it trouble-free, that works. Although I don't know any side effects yet, so just keep that in mind. The only spot that should be warm on your panel is right here, because that's where the transformer is connected to. But after doing that, if you find that anywhere else on your panel is getting abnormally warm, but if it's slightly warm on the bottom here, that's fine, since you have a lot of your transistors in that there. So just keep that in mind. But if it starts getting warm anywhere else over here that's not radiating from this, like too hot over here, or you smell something, then unplug your panel immediately, or disconnect all power sources and remove that resistor. But so far, with that resistor, nothing has gone wrong. If you ever wanted to just pull this panel part out, you can see it's a bit loose. Like that's normal, because it's just kind of sitting on a bolt over here. You'd unscrew this, don't lose the bolts. Then you'd pull it forwards a bit, and then pull it out this way. Don't try and pull it out this way, because you can damage it. Okay, so I think that's it really on this panel. So if you want anything else, if you want to figure anything else out, then just put a comment in and ask some questions. I'll be sure to answer it. Also, class A and B, for you can change them, only works on the 2000 series. So it has to be a 1527 2000 or 2000 something. If it's a 1527 1000 something, I don't think that class A and B thing work. Also, you may have noticed a jumper down here. I have no clue what this jumper does yet, so I'll let you guys know in the future if I do figure out what that jumper does. But thank you guys for watching today's overview video. If you have any questions, don't be scared to send me a comment in the comment section. Please like and subscribe, and see you in the next one.